I've noted before my totally unnecessary guilt complex over having gone to Germany, remote radio site up in the hills, while others went to Vietnam. My brother was in Vietnam. As the orders were handed out, person after person was deployed to that jungle war, and out of our training company, only two were sent elsewhere. Myself and Gary D were given orders to the 21st Replacement Center, Frankfurt, Germany. Needless to say, I went where I was sent. Not only did I go to Germany, but after a train ride to Heidelberg, a lot of us got off and headed toward the waiting buses. But on the sidewalk was a man with a sign that said PFC Newt. I happily followed him to the black staff car and rode to a base in Heidelberg. I was handed a mess card and told to report back to my area after I ate. It was an order what you want type mess hall. I was a shocker and a pleasant surprise. I thought to myself, I could like this place. I voiced that to my driver, and he grinned and said, "Don't get used to it." And he got me back into the car, and we headed off toward Mannheim in the Company C of the 97th Signal Battalion. Needless to say, I went where I was sent. The mess hall was pretty good there as well, with lots of choices and civilian cooks. The barracks was okay too, I guess, but after my first weekend on the third floor, open barracks, loud music, and people tripping out on acid, I decided I was going to have a tough go of it. There were many amenities at Company C besides the mess hall. There was a well-stocked bar. I was not a drinker until then, and a lot of pretty nice people. I confess the first night I ever drank German beer was the first night I also got so tipsy as to be a laughing stock. In my second week, I was called into the first sergeant's office and thought I must have done something wrong. Guilt complex is a natural with me, I guess. I had not done anything wrong. Rather, it seems I had done something right. First sergeant told me I had been selected to go to Tiger 20, a remote radio relay site near Rupertsweiler, near Pirmesens, way up to the north. It was up a long dirt road out of the 34th General Hospital in Münchweiler. Needless to say, I went where I was sent. I enjoyed my many months on Tiger 20 and had some good times, and we did accomplish our mission to provide essential communication between Armed Forces Central Europe, AFCENT, and Supreme Headquarters Allied Europe, SHAPE. As the Cold War wound down, we were an integral part of maintaining the long peace. More about T20 another day. More about a lot of stuff another day. The point of this is I had unwarranted guilt because I just went where I was sent. In the Bible is an account of David before he became king. David led an expedition to recover his family and the families and goods of his followers. At one point, some of the men were dispatched to remain with the gear, and others continued the pursuit. When David returned with all the people and all the plunder, certain men described as evil said, "Well, they didn't go with us. We will not share the plunder." That's in 1 Samuel 30 if you want to check that out. David's reply set a tone for how things are supposed to be in all military units and actions. He said, "The share of the man who stayed with the supplies is to be the same as that of him who went down to the battle. All will share alike." In other words, my service was no more or less honorable than the brothers who went to Vietnam or Korea or served in the States. It doesn't matter where you served, where you sacrificed, or even where you died. What matters is that you went where you were sent. My brother, a combat medic, and me straight, and it was he who said, "Steve, get over it. You went where you were sent." It took a while, a long while, for that to sink in, but I get it now. But today I was reminded that there are those who think differently. The mother of a soldier who was killed while serving stateside and in the line of duty was denigrated by another mom whose son had died in the war zone. That saddened me. That son in either case was doing honorable service. They both did as I did and went where they were sent. Now you think about that and keep thinking.